Hello again. I want to invite you, my lovely subscribers, to a wild party, wild and crazy party. You don't need no booze and you don't need no drugs. Just a good sense of humor. The racist blacks versus the racist white, Ellen G. White. It is alleged Ellen G. White was a white supremacist. Now, we're talking about a Seventh-day Adventist church or organization. Many argue that it's not a church, it's an organization. I don't want to call it a cult, so I'll call it an organization or a movement. In England, 90% of the Seventh-day Adventist movement are blacks. 90%. 10%. The other ones are white. Obviously, across the world, the numbers make up, because in America, maybe the whites outnumber the blacks. However, in England, the black people, the black Seventh-day Adventists, they hate the whites, so they dominate the preaching. They dominate all the office, etc. Then every time they come to conference, they always fight the white people. We're not empowered. Remember slavery. Remember slavery. And it's all about power. It's not about Jesus Christ. It's not about his gospel. It's about power. Power and prestige. And they use a slave trade as an excuse. They use racism as an excuse. You white devils. They forget the Bible. Beautiful. 1 John. He that hate his brother or sister and claim they know me makes God to be a liar. But they ignore all that. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. Give me the law. Give me the law. Not realizing that love fulfills the law. I don't give a damn. I want to eat prawns. I want to keep the Sabbath. They don't care about love. And it's no wonder they don't care about love, because Ellen G. White, it is alleged, was a white supremacist. She told the white, or her white audience, don't worry about these Negroes. Don't worry. In heaven, we will all be white. Whee! See, I'm already half white. Look at the sun on my face. I'm already half white. So I'm already half there for salvation. I come to Ellen G. White. Whee! Don't worry. The Negroes will be white. White. And this provides comfort for the racist whites. Ellen G. White also argued that maybe black people did not have souls. We were beasts. Now prepare for the shock. I told you these parties can entertain you. Don't worry, I promise you a good joke. This is the joke. These black people in England that hate white people, they worship Ellen G. White far more than they do Jesus Christ. Now how do you explain that? Very strange, isn't it? This is the sickness of black people, whether outside the church, whether in the church. They're no different. Sometimes you can't even put a pin in the haystack. It's so, there's no difference. You can't find the differences. And these black people who hate white people, Seventh-day Adventist, and yet they have no problem worshipping Ellen G. White, this white supremacist, quoting from Ellen G. White, hanging on every doctrine and precept and principles of Ellen G. White more than they do Jesus. You go to any Seventh-day Adventist church in England, black Seventh-day Adventist church, where they hate white people, and you won't hear them quoting from the Gospels or Jesus. They're quoting from Ellen G. White's writings. Their theology is based on Ellen G. White. All their health and this health consciousness comes from Ellen G. White. These same black people claim they hate white people. I told you this part is crazy, isn't it? You have the black Seventh-day Adventist who hate white people. And Ellen G. White, the founder of the black Seventh-day Adventist movement, who's a white supremacist. Can you imagine? It's almost similar to the Liberal Democrat. It was the Liberal Democrat who brought in the KKK. They founded the KKK. Margaret Slander, what did she say? Hillary Clinton loved Margaret Adler, and Margaret Adler stated that black people should be exterminated, and Hillary Clinton loved this woman. Black people are the biggest supporters of Democrats. the party that founded the KKK. Interesting, isn't it? It tells you things are not things are not always black and white. Let me give an example. The British National Party in Britain was actually funded by Muslims. If I'm not misquoting, it was actually funded by either Muslims or Jews. The British National Party, equivalent to the white KKK, white extreme right-wing group, was funded by either Muslims or Muslims or the Jews. So how do you explain that? Sometimes things are not always black and white. The era we're living in does not make any sense. So you have hardcore black Seventh-day Adventists who are racist towards white people, and yet you have Ellen G. White, who was a white supremacist, who these black people worship. The Nation of Islam, oh, kill the white, the white man's the devil. Yet their founder is a white man, Fard Muhammad, or Wallace Fard. He's got 3 different names. He was a white criminal. Yet the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan, they worship this white man. They call him God. They call him Allah. Look it up and write to me. Say I'm lying. Look it up. So we think we understand modern nonsense, but we don't. You can find a KKK movement and not realize that the Jews are funding it. You can find a Jewish movement and it's a Muslim that is funding this Muslim movement. It's a matrix of complexity. It's quite complicated. You don't know who to trust. So here am I, if I became a Seventh-day Adventist, and they, oh, the whites, they're racist. And I'm like this, I get caught up in the fever, and I believe it. And they're quoting Ellen G. White's writings. They worship her as the spirit of truth, the spirit of prophecy. And then I see a picture of Ellen G. White, and I'm thinking, what? Why am I hating upon white people? And yet, the founder of my movement is a white woman. If I'm a Nation of Islam and I want to hate whites, and yet I worship a white criminal, Master Fard Muhammad or Wallace Muhammad a criminal who went to prison, or who was arrested 3 times, went to prison twice, I think. Behind every movement is always a contradiction. Look at Tony Blair. He was really a Tory conservative. He wasn't a socialist. He seems to confuse people and to bamboozle us. Nothing makes sense. How do you not know that the force behind the LGBT is not a heterosexual? This is a madness that we're living in. Very crazy world. Very crazy.